player in my pod needs your help. He's been attempting to craft this Vaan aggro steal your stuff mono red commander deck for a while now, and has yet to get a win with it. Typically, pod dives are deck techs on winning lists, but this time we're breaking apart a deck that has never won a game and asking for you to help us fix it. Vaan Street Thief is a 2/2 body for 1 red and 2 colorless mana. He's a human subtype, which is a traditional tribal with strength in numbers mentality. He's also a scout subtype, which are typically smaller creatures that run mechanics like explore the fetch lands. He allows for interesting gameplay, as when Vaan is in play, every time your scouts, pirates, or rogues connect for damage, you exile the top card of that player's library. You then have a choice. You can cast their exiled spell to grow your team with +1/+1 counters, or let it go to create a treasure token for later. This allows for growth on board while you use your opponent's spells against them, or to save your treasure tokens for an explosive turn later in the game. Let's clear up some rules around this mechanic though. Can I cast a land card exiled this way? No, because the card specifically uses the word cast, and in Magic you can only play lands, not cast them. You create a treasure token when you hit a land with Vaan from your opponent's deck. What's the damage limit? You can only get 1 trigger per player. Hitting someone with 3 rogues only nets you 1 card from the top of their deck. But hitting 3 separate players with creatures that match the triggering subtypes allow a card exiled from each of those players' decks. Do I need the colors from the opponent's exiled card to cast it, or can I use any type of mana? You must play the exact mana colors required by the exiled cards unless you have another effect on the board that lets you spend mana as though it were any color. That's where the treasure tokens Vaan can create comes into play. Creatures are split up into 2 sections. Vaan's Tribal is first. These are scouts, pirates, and rogues. These are creatures that will be triggering Vaan's ability when they land damage. In my mind, they should be fast and aggressive to build up treasure tokens or counters early in game. We have some creatures that accomplish my thoughts on the strategy, like Charming Scoundrel, Prompto, Robber of the Rich, or Captain Lannery Storm. If they aren't quick, they should add additional bonuses if they do land damage or hit the field, like Port Razor or Ember Wild Captain. Next are our utility and aggro creatures. Creatures that pressure the board on their own, like Fervent Champion, Flamewake Phoenix, or Hellrider. If they aren't pressuring the board, they are providing another benefit like creating treasure tokens or assisting in exiling cards. Example of this can be found in Atali Primal Storm or Magda Brazen Outlaw. Instants and sorceries are pretty straightforward. First, we have card draw or self-exiling to dig through the deck. Red staples like Faithless Looting, Ren's Resolve are cheap and fast. Then you have Big Score and Unexpected Windfall to create treasure tokens and help you cast those Vaan exile cards. The rest of the spells are removal with the likes of Chaos Warp navigating around indestructibility or hard to reach permanents, Vandal Blast making you the villain at the table as you destroy everyone's artifacts, or a Braid for flexibility. Artifact-wise, we run a couple of mana rocks, a fire crystal, and then several equipment pieces to help us land punches with our scouts, pirates, and rogues. Embercleave and Reaver Cleaver being the most notable out of these options. The enchantments on this list are short and to the point. Impact Tremors to reinforce this is mono red, Curse of Opulence for politics, and Passionate Archaeologist to ensure our Faithless Looting and other discard cards hurt opponents alongside their draw. Then there are some longer con enchantments like Outpost Siege and Stolen Strategy. We run 36 straightforward mono red lands with a few utility options like Spine Rock Knoll. Here is where we are at with game changers in this deck. Currently, the only major game changer is Jeska's Will. While that technically bumps us into a bracket 3 deck on the Wizards tier system, I have to ask, is 1 explosive turn enough? Or would this player be better off cutting the high power staple and leaning this into a focused bracket 2 tribal synergy deck? Typically, in this part of the pod dive, we go over combos, but as we are here to help this player, let's talk about inconsistencies I've noticed so far with the deck and see what we can help with. 1. Tribal Dilution. The Goblins and Phoenixes found in this deck apply pressure, but they don't trigger Vaan. If we aren't exiling cards every combat or creating tokens, the engine stalls. 2. Speed it up. Any opponents that are tapped out or recovering from removal should be reachable at any time. Small 1-drop red cantrips with haste and card draw would help us capitalize on these weaknesses, with the likes of Impolite Entrance, Expedite, or Crimson Wisps. 4 table appearances, 0 wins. Not even a single second place finish. That's the record for our Vaan Street Thief player. This deck is struggling with the Thief Paradox. To trigger Vaan, you have to hit people. When you take their stuff, you become the immediate villain of the table. You're drawing aggro before you have the board state to defend yourself. It's a lose-lose. You either fail to trigger Vaan, or you trigger him and get wiped by 3 players that you just robbed. How would you fix running this commander? The community review is up to you. Looking online, Vaan Street Thief is a rare sight to see. Is he just a permanent bracket 2 rogue meant for shenanigans, or is there a way to make this engine actually lethal? The challenge. If you can recommend changes that will help this player get his first win, I'll post the victory update the second it happens. Do we just need more protection? More mana fixing to cast exiled cards with things like Chromatic Lantern, or just more red deck speed? Drop your silver bullet card in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the Voyager TCG for the next pod dive, and let us know who is your favorite commander to borrow spells from your opponents.